How's it going, everyone? And welcome to the Finals Footy podcast. It's finally here on the Saint Sam YouTube channel. I am here and I'm about to talk with Jake. He's about to be admitted very soon to the meeting, very, very soon. And we're going to talk about all the matchups for this year's 2020 AFL Finals Series. He's a big footy nut. I'm a big footy nut. And this is the Saint Sam YouTube channel where I barely upload to, only during the AFL season and AFL Finals Series. And I'm very keen. I am very excited here because this Zoom is fucked up so badly for the last 10 minutes. So I've got to let my anger out some way. And that anger will probably be pent up inside until Saturday where I'll go crazy at the St Kilda game. There's definitely going to be many moments, in that game. Apparently, it's an invalid ID, so that's awesome. This meeting is classic, as you can see. I'm going to try it again and copying the invite link, but this Zoom on this crap top I'm using, because I can't use my actual laptop, it's just died. It really has. It's been a disaster. For the last 15 minutes trying to get it working, it's been hell. It just doesn't work. So yeah, that's awesome. Surely this works. Yeah, it just doesn't fucking work. But anyway, it's worked so many times for the roast podcast doing that on this, but it's still garbage. So yeah, that freaking sucks. Oh, and it's just, wow, there you go. Oh, thank God. Yes. Oh, I was so nervous just then. Thank frick. I was so nervous. It was never going to work. That's SpongeBob picture. Oh, geez.
Hello.
Is it working? Hello.
It is working. Hello. So what I've got right here, is I've got a little microphone right here.
Oh.
Okay. I'm going to be doing voice recording, so that means you don't have to use this audio recording.
Oh, awesome. There might be a bit of a lag though. There's might be a bit of a connection lag in terms of syncing it up. So that's I actually tried doing that with a podcast a few weeks ago and it was a nightmare trying to sync it, but we'll see how we go. I'll try my best.
Well, I can also record on my end if I really need to. And I can just go into gallery view and then we can have both of us here and then you can just switch. So yeah, done.
Awesome. It's sorted. I can't believe I managed to get it working because it was dying so badly before, but we're here and it's
no shit.
Thank God. This computer fucking sucks.
You don't know about it, mate. You've got great quality on this end, on your end. I've got very laggy quality. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Apparently it's not the worst computer in the world.
Nah, it isn't.
Oh, geez. We may as well just get stuck straight into it. Why not? Port Adelaide, Geelong. Yeah. Port Adelaide, Geelong. Who wins that?
Hold up. I'm just going to... can you request recording permission for me so I can record my end as well?
I don't even know how to go to that. Advanced sharing options. How many participants can share at one time? Who else is sharing? View.
Hold up. While you're doing that, because...
Security, here we go.
That audio was picking up on this end. So I'm going to grab earphones and then put some earphones in because it's your audio was coming into here, into the mic.
Okay.
So yeah.
No,
you're all good.
That's all good. All righty, Jay.
I'm going to
recording on the Finals Footy podcast.
Yes.
And
you're excited?
I'm very excited. Saints are playing for the first time in fucking 9 years. I'm keen.
Congratulations, buddy. I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of the St Kilda fan club as well. I'm very proud. Actually, real quick on the St Kilda topic. To be honest with you, I think you guys, even though I'm a West Coast fan, I think you guys might actually have the best fans in the world. To be honest with you, because
best fan.
The whole support thing for St Kilda, what St Kilda fans have been doing, creating merchandise to pump up the St Kilda hype, is really, really good. It's really good to see as well. So I'm very proud of you guys for that. I mean,
I'd rather us create merch when we win premiership one day. But no, I'm happy with the merch is pretty cool. I haven't bought any. I've just bought this $15 one on Black Friday last year, but that's
I mean, it's still merchandise, so it's all good.
merch costs so much money other than this one. But yeah, Saints are going well. Look, I hope we can do well. It's a West Coast St Kilda double header on Saturday. That's exciting.
It is. Yeah.
Very
Hopefully
exciting.
we blow out Collingwood, but I don't think we will. I feel like we're going to win by like around 15 points or so. I mean, granted, that is a blowout in these days, AFL standards, but I mean, still.
You never know. Collingwood could just do they could play a similar game to the one they played against Richmond in 2018 and just shock West Coast at their home ground.
Yeah, but do they have the American in? Do they have Mason Coxon?
They've got almost all their players back except for Jeremy Howe, who I think is the key to them winning, which is...
That is the key to them. But I feel like Collingwood just don't have that much chemistry anymore. In 2018, they were great. They had great chemistry. But then I feel like things have divided. Yeah, I feel like things have divided between them. Yeah. And so it's sad because you don't want to see a team who is struggling already and then finding success and then struggling again. It's like Adelaide Crows. It's like North Melbourne. It's like GWS. It's like heaps of those other teams.
St Kilda.
Yes, St Kilda.
Just can't get the premiership, really.
I mean, yeah, that's the only downfall that you guys have. But other than that, I mean, there's really no other comparison that you can really bring up except they're comparable to GWS, North Melbourne, and also Adelaide. Like, there's no other comparison to it. Their chemistry is just shocking now.
Yeah.
And I expected a lot better from a team that is meant to be full of just glory. Yeah.
West Coast fans would hate you as a West Coast fan saying that, but it's funny.
Well, I mean, look, I mean, either way, every single team has chemistry flaws. Every team. You can't just name one. Richmond have one. Like, Richmond have plenty, okay? And they're probably going to be back-to-back champions. Like,
I hope not.
I mean,
they will be.
I hope not as well, but it's a serious, like, outcome that might actually happen.
Easily.
So you don't know.
They're the heaviest favorites.
They are the heavy favorites, yeah. I mean, other than that, like, who else is going to be the heavy favorite? Geelong?
Port Adelaide.
Then Brisbane. Then Port Adelaide.
Geelong.
Then West Coast. Like,
we may as well start with the first game of the finals. Why not? Because we've got to do it in chronological order. I mean, I would love to keep talking about Collingwood West Coast, but we'll get back to that. Who do you think wins out of Port Adelaide and Geelong?
I feel like Port Adelaide will win. Not by a shocking margin, but I feel like they'll win by probably just 2 goals. That's it.
Everyone's picking Port Adelaide. I could easily see Geelong running over.
Well, they're playing in Adelaide Oval, yeah?
Yeah, so...
Yeah. So Port Adelaide.
Geelong
I mean, like...
Yeah, at Adelaide Oval, actually.
Geelong absolutely suck at Adelaide Oval. And also Geelong, I feel as if Geelong need to pick up younger, brighter stars. They had one in Tim Kelly, but I mean, it wasn't really their fault that Tim Kelly left for West Coast. It was just Tim Kelly who was just like, look, I just want to move back home, which is fair enough. They need to pick up brighter stars, and they got very, very lucky with landing, first off, Gary Ablett Sr., and then being able to just get his son because of the father-son clause.
Father-son.
So, like, they were very lucky with that.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean, Geelong just need to pick up, and they just need to get better and brighter stars. They can't just lead off a team. I'm pretty sure they're the oldest average team other than Hawthorn. I'm pretty sure.
But they've been at the top for so long. Like, they haven't... The only year they dropped off for the last, 13 years was 2015. And... Yeah, that was exactly it. And then they came storming back, and they were still not a bad team in 2015. So, like, they just I see what you mean. They definitely do need to get younger players that are, new stars through the draft. But I could easily see them staying on top for another 6 or 7. I don't see them having a rebuild anytime soon. I don't know what it is. Geelong they're just that bug that you can't squash. They just keep on making the top.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
they're a cockroach. They're seriously a cockroach. No offense to Geelong or anything, but they're a cockroach.
Well, everyone hated
They'll
St
keep
Kilda in
coming
the
back.
2000s. Everyone hated St Kilda because we kept making the prelim finals, and we never lost an elimination final. We never even lost, we only lost the qualifying, won the semi, made the prelim every single year, and everyone hated St Kilda, and they were over it. And then we just dropped off, and now we're back finally. But
Well, I mean, it's understandable. I mean, every team, again, like going back to the every team part of the situation, is just every team goes through those times where everyone hates you, and it's other than Fremantle. I mean,
I don't like Frio, man. I want to see them win their first flag, but after that, I'll probably be my least favorite team almost.
Even though I'm a West Coast fan, okay, and we're meant to hate Fremantle because they're our rivals, they're our Coast Bay rivals.
Yeah.
But I would want to see Fremantle at least win one.
Yeah.
And then I'll start hating them. Because it's like this, okay? It's like a 15-year-old kid bullying a 2-year-old, okay? It's like, why are you doing that? There's no point for you to do that, because like why would you take his candy? Why would you take her candy? I mean, like, there's no point. How about you wait until he's 15 or she's 15, and then you can bully the fuck out of them.
Wouldn't it be like a 4-year-old bullying a 0-year-old because you have 4 flags where you have 0?
Well, yeah, you could put it in that, but we've got more experience in the finals compared to Fremantle.
Well, Freo have made like 8 finals in like 25 seasons, and you guys have made 26 finals in 32 or something ridiculous. So,
yeah.
West Coast are just ultimately, the better team in finals. But then again, I reckon Freo could have upset you guys if you guys played in the 2015 grand final. If Freo somehow got past Hawthorn, I reckon Freo would have won their first flag in that year.
That would have been a really good match.
That would
Freo versus West Coast.
Final.
That would have been a very, very good match. Oh, I would have loved that.
Hawthorn was so awesome back then. Like, their footy, I hated it.
Well, there's a reason why that team is classified as one of the greatest teams of all time. Like, and the main part is about that whole thing. In 2014, Lance Franklin left, okay, and he was quote unquote Hawthorn's star. He left, went to their, I wouldn't say rivals, but he went to a contending club that was going to go into the grand final.
Yeah.
And they lose to his old team. He's meant to be the star. He was meant to be the star of Hawthorn. And Hodge, Cyril, Roughhead just destroyed him.
In that grand final. I was going to ask you as well. I hate to move it along. I hate to move it along, but Richmond versus Brisbane. I got to go to the matchups. Richmond versus Brisbane. Who's your money on for that game? It looks to be like Brisbane have a huge shot because they'll want it badly, but I don't know.
I have Brisbane. I have Brisbane winning that game.
I have Brisbane as well.
Only because
it's hungry.
I apologize for spoiling my whole finals prediction, but I have Brisbane winning the first game, and then Richmond going on a full domination.
Yeah.
Absolute full domination, just destroying every team in their path. I feel like they're gonna meet Port Adelaide in the finals. Richmond.
It'll be like Hawthorn. Yeah, it'll be like what Hawthorn did in 2015, where they lost to the West Coast Eagles, and then they just fucked up the Crows, destroyed Freo, and then easily just beat the West Coast Eagles in the grand final.
Yeah. Like, I mean,
I don't want that to happen, but it will.
They're going to destroy Richmond, and it's weird, but they're going to destroy. I mean, if you look at their team up and down, it doesn't look actually that amazing compared to last year and 2017. It doesn't actually look amazing. But the actual progression of Shea Bolton, major part is Shea Bolton.
He's pretty good.
Will basically carry that team into the grand final and win it.
Well,
with Dustin Martin and Trent Cotchin and Basher Hooley. The Shea Bolton is that glue.
If they lose to Brisbane,
shocking last year.
Yeah, he wasn't great. If they lose to Brisbane in the first final, they probably play Port. If Port win their qualifying final, they play Port in a prelim if they win their semi. So there's a lot of different matchups you go with.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they do versus Port in the prelim if they lose. Yeah, you're right.
You never know. Like Geelong and Richmond could just win their qualifying finals and do the predictable results. And then everyone's just like, oh, well, we tipped Port Adelaide to win at home. And then we tipped the Brisbane Lions to a shock upset. But then, oh, what do you fucking know? Geelong and Richmond just won. Like, I don't want that to happen, but it could. I could see that happen.
Well, I mean, like, the problem about those predictions are, though, is think of last year, okay, where Collingwood just obliterated Geelong, okay? And people were immediately thinking, okay, it's going to be a Collingwood versus Richmond final. And then look what happened. It was, they got one team, right? But then they got another team, which was just, I don't know how they got there, but they did. They played their heart out.
I still don't know how they got there. That was a huge upset. US beating Collingwood. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to that was an insane result, GWS beating Collingwood. But I mean, when it comes to Brisbane against Richmond, I could see Brisbane losing a heartbreaker again. Like at home in finals, they just haven't proved. I would love to see them just go ham in that match. It'd be awesome. But at home in finals, they haven't really proved it to me that they can, take the bull by the horns and just destroy it. But I would, it'd be exciting seeing Port and Brisbane win their qualifying finals. Because that's the big upset. Everyone's thinking it's going to be a Geelong-Richmond grand final. I hope it isn't a Geelong-Richmond grand final because I think that'd be crap.
Well, if it's a Geelong-Richmond grand final, it'll be good for the fans. It'll be good for the fans. But it won't be good for the AFL.
No,
because
you want underdogs.
Yeah, you want underdogs to get in there. Like, I would say from the past 8 years, I would say, there's always been an underdog that has entered the AFL Grand Final.
Yeah, because Collingwood in 2018, GWS last year, and you got in 2017, Richmond was big underdogs at the time. And then in 2016, that was the biggest underdog story, literally, the Western Bulldogs. Yep. That was one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
2015 was West Coast, we were underdogs.
Yeah, at the start of the season, no one...
Also, if you would actually consider it, even though we were higher in the standings compared to Collingwood in 2018, we were actually considered the underdogs in 2018 in the grand final.
Yeah, because Robert Walls picked you guys for the wooden spoon at the beginning of the year. And then you guys won.
Really just shoved it up in there, didn't we? Yeah.
That's the dumbest prediction I've ever heard of in the AFL.
I mean, I've seen dumber predictions. But that's up there.
The ones from your mate at your party when he said...
No, we don't mention this on the podcast. Cut that. No. We don't mention any of that.
We didn't say his name.
We don't mention any of that.
My opinion was that his predictions were fucking awful. But anyway,
they weren't that bad. I mean, they could have been worse. But also, if you consider this, okay, in the AFL, anyone's prediction could be right or wrong. Like, it's not a sheer cut. Oh yeah, that's correct. Yeah. Like, people thought that fucking. Let me just give a name off. People thought Nat Fyfe was going to be immediately great again, but he wasn't. It was all right. It was pretty good this season, but he wasn't to that caliber that he was last season. Same goes for Adam.
So he said Nick Nat
Saad as well. Yeah. Adam Saad was meant to be good, but Yeah, and Nick Nat, people thought he was washed. Like
He's that
people
good.
thought he was washed because he was out of condition. But now look at him. He's an all Australian. Second time in
He is.
seven, no, in 8 years. 8 years.
He's taken the best ruckman mantle away from Grundy again. I reckon. I reckon Grundy was the best when
Hmm.
he was injured, and now that he's back to full form again, he's the best ruckman again, which is cool. I reckon that's cool.
Well, it was. I would say since 2017. I would say it was. I wouldn't consider Nick Nat being the best ruckman in 2017. He was probably the best ruckman in like 2014, like that area, and maybe 2015. But after that, he dropped off
Hmm.
because of injuries, which is fair enough. Everyone drops off from injuries. But in 2017, it was like Max Gawn was kind of appearing as a ruckman, who like a very good ruckman, and you have players like Todd Goldstein was still really good,
Yeah,
and so is Brady Grundy. And then Brady Grundy ran with it for 2017. I'd say 2018 was Max Gawn, 2019 was Brady Grundy, and then this year is Nick Nat.
yeah.
So yeah,
I can't
I
believe.
mean, like the ruckman is so easy to just kind of narrow down because it's just one position.
Yeah.
But if you were to narrow down like who's the best midfielder in the game right now,
Oh,
it's a toss up. It's a toss up. It's difficult. To
it's
me, I would say Lockie Neal.
Neil. Neil's the clear.
Right now, it's Lockie Neal.
Yeah, because he can do anything.
Yeah.
He can go forward and kick great goals. He just the clearances he gets to bring in the forward half, like so, and he hits targets so often. Like it's not just get the ball, bomb it in. You know that type of midfielder. It's he hits targets all the time, and he's like,
Yeah.
oh, he's just supreme. You know, I mean, I just think he should win the Brownlow. We're gonna take a bit of an intermission here because I'm really hungry, and then we'll go back to chatting. I'm just gonna pause the recording.
We'll
All
do.
right, we are back,
We are back. Yes.
and we're gonna look at the St Kilda versus the Western Bulldogs match. Jake, who wins?
Look, I I believe St Kilda will win, but I feel like it's going to be a close match. I mean, look, you can't really count out Bulldogs no matter where their standings are. You
Yeah,
really cannot count them out because they are an incredible football side.
well
But I
coached.
feel like St Kilda just have the edge.
Yeah, I could
They're
see
well
the
coached. They're
Saints.
very, very rich. But I feel like, yeah,
Sorry,
you
it's
go.
lagging a bit on my end. That's why I was like worried I was gonna
Oh,
talk
yeah,
over
good.
you. Um, I could see the Saints losing by a few points.
Look, that's a possibility. It can happen. But also, you just got to consider the fact that you guys were better in every statistical category this season compared to Bulldogs. And no matter who you are or where you play, it all just all lands on just that one game that you need to win.
Yeah,
Because it's this final series is not like an NBA playoff match where you have 7 games to decide who the winner is. It's one match.
yeah.
It's one match, and that is the match that you need to focus on and not focus on burning a fucking midget. All right.
That's a joke that Mick Malloy made again. Like the other Saints team, they were meditating at like 5 a.m. on the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
And Mick Malloy is like, you know what they're thinking about? They're thinking about burning a midget.
I mean, look, I feel like you guys will win, but again, it's going to be a close match. Like it's going to be a close match. I feel like you guys will probably win by like 7 points. That's it. Like nothing less, nothing more. Just 7 points because it's going to decide onto a Dan Butler goal or a Max King goal
Or Rowan
or
Marshall.
or a Rowan Marshall goal.
I'll take
But
it
like
a little bit. Yeah, I hope we win.
I feel like Bulldogs they do have the upper hand in a way, but I feel like St Kilda are just more developed in a way. Because that 2016 Bulldogs team, they were really, really good. They were amazing. And no doubt about it, they were amazing. And I'm surprised that they were so low, but made it so far.
Yeah.
And so I think with that, because they don't have those pieces anymore, they don't really have plenty of those players anymore. They have young stars. I feel like they're just going to crackle under pressure. And St. Kilda, even though you guys haven't been in the finals for what, 9 years? Is it so? Yeah. Yeah. I feel like even though you guys have a lot of pressure on you, I feel like you will be able to succumb that and actually push yourself through and be able to beat the Bulldogs and
I hope so.
versus Richmond in the semi.
Look, I just think if the Saints get control of the midfield and the wingers, like Caleb Daniel, will be fine. I think the forwards not firing perfectly for the Bulldogs and the ruckman for the Bulldogs not doing perfectly. I think that's a given. We're probably going to beat them in those two areas, but it's the midfield, it's the wingers, and obviously defense that will win us the game. Look, I could see us blowing them apart if we play perfectly, but I doubt that's going to happen. I think the Bulldogs are just too polished. They're just too good to, stop us.
They're too polished. I feel like the one player that's going to have a really good game for them. Yeah, I don't think it'll be Marcus Bontempelli. Pelly will be good, but I don't think he'll be the outstanding player in that game. I feel like it will be English. English will do very well, and he'll get to his spots.
I reckon we'll destroy English. Oh fuck! I reckon we'll destroy him. But anyway, that's just me.
Well, it's tough because you don't know how they're going to play. You don't know how St. Kilda are going to play. So it may come to a point where it's the 2018 prelim finals, and it's Richmond versus Collingwood. Richmond didn't know that Mason Cox was going to have that fucking game. You don't know. So it's like it all comes down to just what their play style will be in that game, and that will be the deciding factor for it.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to ask you as well. Do you reckon you'd be any hope in hell of calling me during that game, or you probably got work or something?
I'll probably be able to call you for a bit.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'll be very nervous and angry, but I'll be excited.
I'm well aware of this. It's okay.
I'm an angry.
Moving on though.
Yeah.
Moving on though. To West Coast versus Collingwood.
Yes.
I'm a bit nervous as a West Coast supporter, but I feel like we have the upper edge. I feel like we'll win. Not by a massive margin, but I feel like we'll win by a comfortable margin that really propels us to being able to be an actual top contender.
I actually this is game of the finals.
This is the game of the finals.
Yeah, I reckon. The first week.
Of the first week, I feel like it'll be Port Adelaide versus Geelong. Because that could either go one way or the other.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
The second close one will be West Coast versus Collingwood.
I could see this game going to extra time, actually. I could see the Saints Bulldogs going to extra time as well. Like, all four games, they're just really good matchups. Like, if Collingwood had played St Kilda in the first week and West Coast had played the Bulldogs in the first week, that would have been a shit fucking two terrible elimination finals because you know who's going to win.
I mean, not in a way, because if you consider this, like Bulldogs, they did wonders against us.
Yeah, that's true.
So you never really know. I mean, granted, we didn't have Luke Shuey in, and we didn't have Elliot Yeo in, we didn't have McGovern in, we didn't have any of our true superstar players. And Josh Kennedy, I'm pretty sure, was injured that game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, I feel like we'll win against Collingwood. especially because I'm pretty sure, I'm like 99% sure that we have Luke Shuey and Jeremy McGovern back in.
Yeah.
And I feel like that will catapult us back up. The only major part that we're missing to making a finals run is, of course, Elliot Yeo. But we actually have kind of mixed around, and now we have Cole and Duggan who are able to fill in those two positions that were really necessary, especially with Elliot Yeo coming out. And Duggan has had a fantastic season. So has Cole. Cole has been wonderful, and just I loved him. And also, the one player I absolutely hate from West Coast, Tom Barrass, has actually been very good this season.
Not bad.
In which last season, if we were doing this podcast last season, okay, you'd see me tearing my fucking hair out of just every single time Tom Barrass would drop a mark or just go into a contested fucking contest every single possession and miss the fucking ball, and it goes right across the back of him. Easy goal. Like against Geelong no, it wasn't last year. I think it was this year actually. That was his one bad game that he had, and he was on Tom Hawkins. And you think that a person that is a primary fullback, typically a halfback, without McGovern in here, you think that he'll be able to actually at least hold off someone like Tom Hawkins. But I'm pretty sure Tom Hawkins got 5 goals when Tom Barrass was defending him.
There's been a couple of Tom Barrass moments where I've been like, oh shit, Jake could hate this.
Yeah. Like, I respect Tom Barrass. I respect him fully. But I just don't think he is what he should be. I'm pretty sure I'm not too sure about this. My AFL knowledge of Tom Barrass is just it's a little bit thin, but I'm not too sure. But I'm pretty sure his dad played in the AFL. I'm pretty sure. But I'm not 100% on that.
Ron Barrass?
No, it's not Ron Barrass. But yeah, like, I mean, don't call me out on that. I'm not too sure, but like, he needs to. So, for example, like Tom Barrass, he's playing with a veteran who was a great defender in Will Scully, and he's playing with arguably one of the best fullbacks. Oh, don't look at me like that, mate. In the past 5 years,
McGovern.
Jeremy McGovern.
McGovern.
He is. Who do you think? Okay, other than I'm going to say Dylan Grimes. Other than Dylan Grimes, who do you think is better
in the comp right now?
Yep.
Big
if McGovern was not injured.
Big Patton.
No. Patton.
From Oh God, from St Kilda.
I personally think that McGovern is, if he wasn't injured, we'll probably be in third. If McGovern wasn't injured, we would have probably been third.
Well, he is playing. I mean, he's playing the first final. I just think
he's playing the first final. Yeah, but he was injured the entire season.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
He played 5 games, and then he got injured again. Like, it sucks. And I love Jeremy McGovern. I absolutely love him. Look, I understand that you don't like Jeremy McGovern, and I know that you don't like...
He's a good player. I just don't like him.
Yeah, I know you don't.
Liam Ryan's such a good player that I almost don't hate him that much anymore. Like, I don't like his sportsmanship, but look,
Liam is a fantastic player.
He's a great player. He's just not cricket.
He knows what our weaknesses are, and he makes it his strength. Like, it works out well. Like, when, for example, okay, when Luke Shuey came out with injury, okay, Ryan stepped in basically played midfield and actually had a fantastic season. And just with those like 5 games, that's what really propelled him into All Australian.
Yeah.
So
you're right.
like,
these 5 games did give him that.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, you can be as much of a Liam Ryan hater as you want, but every other every other person in Australia would hate at least one player that's from your team or one of your favorite players. You're never going to find a divide.
Well,
You're never going to find someone who absolutely loves Jeremy Howe.
yeah.
Okay. And then you're going to find someone else hates Jeremy Howe. Like, you never find that divide.
I've just seen Liam Ryan do some scummy things on the field, and I've been like, that's a bit bullshit. I don't like. I get roughing up other players, but some of the stuff he's done is I've just watched it and been like, fuck you. Like, I remember watching Zach Jones in the past, like playing for Sydney, and I was like, you fucking dickhead. Like, he was playing against us, and he touched up Nathan Brown on our team. He like completely knocked his head off, and I went crazy. And I was just like, because Zach Jones, before he joined St Kilda, he was my least favorite player in the comp because he did fucked up shit on the field. Like, he'd full on take people's heads off. He has taken that out of his game completely. All he's doing is focusing on his footy, his clearances in the middle of the ground, his work, in our midfield. And I fucking love him now because he plays for us and he's amazing.
Well, I mean, also, just think of this, like, isn't that not the basis of AFL?
Yeah.
You should be touching up people. You should be roughing them up. You should be gaining their skin.
Yeah.
Like, you don't.
Sometimes it's too far. Like, I've seen.
I mean, you could be a great player and not touch up like Scott Pendlebury.
Yeah.
Or you could be a fucking Barry Hall, mate.
Fuck
like,
Barry Hall.
Any of those too.
Barry Hall should have been suspended for the 05 grand final. Didn't you see his punch on Matt Maguire? It was.
Yeah, fucked. I did.
It's fucked.
I did, mate.
He full on just went in the guts.
But
fuck Barry
still
Hall.
On my point. Still on my point. Okay.
Sorry.
Now we'll move on. Okay, so what we have as a predictions? Who do you have for West Coast versus Collingwood? Sorry.
Well, I reckon if Collingwood win, it's probably one of the best victories in their entire club history. But if West Coast win, they're through to week 2. I don't want to be conservative though. Look, I have to go with Eagles by 3 points. I'll just do that because I can't see Collingwood winning it. I just can't see them winning it. They don't have enough stars.
Okay, so now we're up to the semifinals.
Yeah, but no one's won yet though, Jake. They just be predictions.
Okay. I mean, yes, but are we not giving our finals predictions?
Yeah, we may as well. Who's in the semis? So does that mean? So who have we?
Geelong.
I'm write this down. Who did we?
Geelong versus Eagles.
Okay.
Richmond versus St Kilda for me.
Yeah. Who wins out of those 2?
I feel like my Eagles will actually win against Geelong.
Oh shit.
I feel like
last year.
I just have a strange feeling. If we're not playing in the Gold Coast, then we're good.
You guys are going to be in the Gold Coast.
I mean, look, if it's the Gabba, that's fine.
Okay.
Metricon, we're fucked.
Your only chance. Yeah.
That's the only times we're actually good. And if we're playing in the day, we're good. We're fine. Playing at night, we're fucked.
It'll be at night. At the Gabba.
Yeah. But I'm still going on my fucking Eagles, okay?
So Richmond Kilda? Sorry.
Richmond easily. As I stated, Richmond are going to be destroying throughout that now.
But what about the mighty Saints?
All right, so let me just quickly give you what did you just show?
It doesn't work with the camera, but I've got Port versus Richmond and West Coast versus Brisbane if those tippings you just did happen.
Yeah. Let me just quickly give an explanation of why I think West Coast will win against Geelong real quick.
Okay.
I feel like this is going to be Tim Kelly's showing out party. only because he didn't mind Geelong. He didn't mind working there. Okay. But I feel like with a new club, he wants to show what the fuck they have been missing throughout this whole entire season. And I feel like he's going to have a showing out party and he will just obliterate every single person. I feel like Patrick Dangerfield will not have a really great game. And I think Gary Ablett needs to retire.
Oh,
I just think that. He just does. He's seriously he's past his prime.
I have a prediction for that game as well. Sorry.
Yep, go.
I reckon Kelly does his ACL in the game. I'm just kidding. No, I don't know. I'm just fucking around. No,
You better be, cunt. Jesus.
nah. Yeah, sorry, I didn't want to fuck up your train of thought, but
No, that's all good. But yeah, I feel like West Coast will actually win against Geelong. Just the only sheer fact of the last time we played Geelong, even though we did win, we didn't have McGovern in. We didn't have McGovern in.
yeah, but Geelong really, that's the best performance against West Coast by any team at Optus Stadium this year. And if it's away from
yes,
Optus,
in a way. But hear me out. Okay, hear me out. All right. I feel like compared to Geelong, okay, we as a team as West Coast, okay, we just have more of a consistent team compared to Geelong.
that sounds pretty accurate. I'd agree with that.
And so I feel like that consistency will play a part in a victory for us.
What happens though when the Eagles play Brisbane in the prelim, if your predictions go ahead?
Brisbane will win.
All right, so we got Brisbane in the grand final. What about Port against Richmond?
Richmond.
So who wins the grand final between Richmond and Brisbane?
Richmond.
But it's at the Gabba and there'll be 30,000 Brisbane fans.
Remember last time what happened?
Yeah.
Remember last time?
Yeah, I do remember last time. I was watching it. I was very sad.
Richmond will win. Richmond will win the whole thing. Trust me. Have you ever heard of finals Dustin Martin?
Yeah, I know. I was fucked last year.
He's gonna
I hope he does his ACL in the first final.
And he's going to destroy. He's going to destroy.
He will. He'll fucking rip them apart.
Have you heard of finals Trent Cotchin? He also destroys. Have you heard of finals
Yes.
Jack Reevell? He also destroys. Those three players destroy when it comes down to the finals.
Bitchy.
So I think what's going to happen is, what I think is going to happen in the prelim between Port Adelaide versus Richmond is Richmond will just have the upper hand primarily because they're more experienced than Port Adelaide. And they have much more depth on both ends. And that's why I think the grand final, when it's Brisbane versus Richmond, Richmond will seriously just go balls to the walls. You guys fucked us in the first fucking round. We're going to fuck you now.
Oh, gee.
We're going to put your fucking head in the sand, cunt.
The only difference is in 2015, West Coast beat Hawks on their home ground, but then the grand final was played at the MCG. This year, the qualifying final will be played at the Gabba between Richmond and Brisbane. But then if they play again in the Granny, it's at the Gabba again. So you never know. Brisbane are a genuine shot at winning both games.
Well, yeah, you never know. But that's why if we just put it into a grand finals perspective, okay? In the grand final, do you have Brisbane versus Richmond?
No, the grand final I have, I think I have Richmond versus Port or something like that. I was thinking of the other day. I don't know.
Interesting.
Or Richmond Geelong's just too conservative.
Because it's either going to at least we agree on that Richmond will enter the grand final. As much as we don't want Richmond to enter the grand final, Richmond are going to enter the grand final. I mean,
we should make a
they should have entered in 2018.
We should make a bet.
No, we're not making a bet.
Will you
No.
wait? Will you jump into Devil Ben's murky water near my house if Collingwood play St Kilda in the grand final?
Sure.
Deal?
Sure, I will. Yep, sure.
I've got you saying it on the podcast.
It has to be Collingwood versus St Kilda.
I hope it's Collingwood versus St Kilda in the grand final. That'd be so fucking funny.
It has to be Collingwood versus St Kilda.
They're the two most unlikely teams to play in the grand final against one another.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I don't think.
You don't think so?
No.
You'll probably do that.
You know what reversal bet means? Do you know what reversal bet means? Yeah.
What is? I have to do something if something else happens.
Basically, if you lose the bet, you have to do what was on the table.
Okay, I've done it heaps of times before. There's no real stakes.
Too easy.
Let's
You're
go
gonna have to
there.
do that.
We'll go there.
So Sam, you're going to have to, if St Kilda doesn't enter the grand final and verse Collingwood, you're gonna have to jump into some murky fucking waters.
At the same place I mentioned?
Yep.
Okay. I've done it about 30 fucking times.
You heard this on camera, guys. You heard that on camera.
Let's go there right fucking now and do it.
No.
We're not allowed to.
All right. So we've done our final predictions, yes?
Yes.
All right, cool. I've got some questions for you, Sammy boy.
Can we pause and I take a piss and then off?
Sure. All right. No.
All right, we're rounding out this podcast, the final 5 minutes or so. Jake and I will keep talking, but you guys won't get to see that because this video has to process. It has to process. Yeah, Jake, what are your questions for me?
All right, so first, what the fuck was that? First question, all right. Who do you think has a better future, Carlton or Gold Coast?
My initial answer was Gold Coast, but I'm going to have to go with Carlton because it depends on whether or not that question means a sustained future of success or just a blip and then back down again.
Okay. All right.
I'll go with Carlton though. Sustained success.
Next question, mate.
All right, we're going through these. We're gunning them.
So no, you were lagging. That's why I was like,
oh, damn it.
I thought you finished here.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. So you believe Carlton?
Yeah. Gold Coast, I could see them having a good run soon, but Carlton for
I feel like I feel like Carlton as well, because to be honest with you, they just have a better coaching staff in a way, and also a better, much better star talent with Sam Walsh and Patrick Cripps.
Yeah.
I mean, it's immediate right now.
They're going to get Zach Williams next year and another good player as well, so they're going to be solid next year, I reckon.
And plus also, like, the one defined factor of Gold Coast and Carlton's futures are currently for Carlton, they have a really, really steady and good veteran in Eddie Betts. I mean, he's a good, steady veteran that can actually show a little bit of leadership and bring that idea to both Sam Walsh and also Patrick Cripps.
He has to find his best form again next year, though, if he's going to keep going. He almost had to retire this year.
Yeah, but okay, so consider this, all right? Consider this. Eddie Betts is similar to Sean Bourgoin, okay? Because both of them, even though Sean's past his prime, he's not as good as what he was in his early days of Hawthorn and Port Adelaide, okay? He found his veteran spot, and he actually is a good mentor for a lot of those players, which carried into success. So you just got to consider that.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, with Eddie Betts, like, he's a good mentor to Sam Walsh. Like, it just works well like that. It's a good parallel. And Jack Martin, yeah. I feel like Carlton have a better future than the good old Suns.
The gold.
Anyway, moving on to question 2. All right. Who is your finals? Finals are done. Okay, the grand final just happened. Okay. Who is your Norm Smith medalist?
Travis Boak.
All right. See, for me, I would say Lockie Neal because I have Brisbane versus Richmond, while you have Port Adelaide versus Richmond. I just feel like no one in Richmond. Yeah. Well, I mean, again, it could just be a toss-up. It could just be a first like game player wins the Norm Smith. So it's like could be anyone.
That'd be so good.
Fucking Marlon Pickett. Like it could be anyone. But emphasize on why you think Travis Boak.
I don't know. I just went for an outlandish prediction. I just think if it's a close game and
but Travis is a good pick.
Yeah,
it's like if you were to pick Robbie Gray or even Charlie Dixon, like they're good picks, or Ollie Wines, like either one of them.
Yeah,
like it's a good pick.
I don't know. I think it was just an out there selection. I mean, there's stranger things that happen, like Chris Judd, Nathan Buckley, and Chris Judd. They were such good players, same as Maurice Rioli. They were all able to win Norm Smith medals in losing sides, and I think Boak's a good enough player that he could win one in a losing side. But they don't give them away in a losing side anymore. It hasn't been 15 years since they've given one away, and I genuinely think that in 2009. There should have been dual Norm Smith medalists, but that's a different story. That's only because it's count back system. But yeah,
there was one. There was one. It was in 2010.
Yeah, but that's only because there were two games. I'm talking about two Norm Smith medalists in the same game, Jake.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about the draw.
There weren't two Norm Smith medalists.
On that one. Was it Del Santo?
Lenny Hayes.
Yeah, no. They did serious game. Oh, it was Lenny Hayes. Yeah.
And then
Lenny Hayes. Yeah.
Scott Pendlebury. But I'm talking about two Norm Smith medals in the same game because of the count back. Anyway, I'll send you the link to the video. It's a pretty good video. It explains the whole system. But yeah, Travis Boak, and I think he could have an influence. But I'm pissed off because Norm Smith medal voters, it's so rare these days that a losing side player gets a Norm Smith.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's fair enough. But
Neil could do it.
With your pick for Travis Boak, I feel like that is such an underrated pick because it's so right. Like people need to consider that Travis Boak has been a star ever since he came into the cup. He's been this amazing player that has just been under the radar because he plays for Port.
Yeah.
Like he comes basically fifth or top. He comes top 5 in Brownlows every single year, and like he's an outstanding player, like amazing. I personally think he's going to be top 3 this year in Brownlow medalist.
And he's actually played in a grand final before. Did you know that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he played in 2007.
190-point loss.
Yeah, I mean.
I don't think
Geelong side was good though.
He might have been pretty bad. I don't know. But yeah, next question.
Next question. Okay,
I'm just worried about this thing processing this video.
No, that's all good. That's all good. All right, Brownlow medalist.
Definitely Lockie. I could see someone coming within 2 votes in it, but there's no chance Lockie Neal won't win
it. It's Lockie Neal. Lockie Neal will win it, no matter what the verdict says. Seriously. He's been the most outstanding player throughout this whole entire season, and it's well deserved.
By too much, it's a big gap
by a massive margin. And it's not like this Tom Mitchell, like, oh, I get 51 disposals, like that shit. It's not that. Good. It's an actual player who's putting up good disposal stats, and actually controlling the momentum and controlling the ball in such a way that is so influential to his team.
He's
so it's no fucking Tom Mitchell.
Yeah, he's an effective player. Mitchell just got the ball bombing in long, and that was and he never really hit targets. He still got the Brownlow because he got like 50 touches a game. That was a shame. Yeah.
I really want to make a skit video where it's the Brownlow like medalists, and it's like the big names, and then there's one guy, okay, that leads all the disposals, and all he did throughout the whole the whole season was just paddle the ball on the floor, on the ground, counts as disposal.
And he wins it.
Yeah, and he wins the Brownlow with that.
That's
He
all.
wins the Brownlow. We're just paddling. I really want to make one of those. All right, so I'll go into the next question.
And the next person,
Okay.
sorry, the next person.
Who do you think your top 5 players in the AFL finals are?
Dustin Martin, Travis Boak, Joel Selwood, Patrick Dangerfield, Lachie Neale.
All right, that's interesting. So I have Lachie Neale as my one. I feel like he's going to carry it into it. I have Dustin Martin, Dane Zorko.
Good pick. I forgot.
Thank you. All right. Dane Zorko, trying to get back on track. Travis Boak. And then I would say, as this little bad boy right here, number 5, I would probably say Jack Steele.
Hey! If he only plays one game, will he still get the top 5?
Well, yeah, easily. I mean, like, you could still go with that with, like... All right, I'll move on to the next question.
Yeah,
all right. I'm just gonna skip the trade pieces and what team currently fixes it because we don't have any time for that. So who was the most disappointing team or player that you watched this year? I feel like I'm gonna share the same answer as you.
I'm gonna go with Jasper Pittard for North Melbourne.
Okay, I wasn't gonna share the same answer with you then. All right, my one was the GWS Giants.
Yeah, disappointing. Oh fuck! I misread the question. I thought it was worst team.
No.
Obviously, GWS is the letdown, and the letdown from GWS is Cornelio because I reckon I'm sorry, but I reckon he should have done better.
Well, I feel like a lot of players who played for GWS this year just should have done better, except Jake Riccardi. Jake Riccardi did really well. He was wonders. But I feel like there were so many, and even though we give him a lot of smack, okay, Lachie Whitfield actually had a decent season this year. Decent season. Not bad, decent. He could be better.
First time All-Australian?
I don't think he was Australian. Was he?
Yeah, he was.
Oof. Okay. Interesting.
I'll have a look. But yeah.
Because I don't think he was. But that perfectly leads up to the next segue. All Australian teams. Do you agree or disagree?
I think Butler and Wiedering should have been in there. That's it.
Butler should have been. I agree, Butler. But
he was so good in the first half of the year. Just the second half of the year was eh.
Yeah.
But he was still good enough for it. But I don't know. Wiedering should have definitely.
I agree on some circumstances. Wiedering should have made it. He should have made it. But also, to be honest with you, I don't think Dangerfield should have been in there and he shouldn't have been fucking captain.
Wow.
I think he got robbed from the captaincy. Travis Boak got robbed from the fucking captaincy. He deserved to be captain in that.
He did. You're right.
And he wasn't. Like, he deserved it. And he fucking wasn't. They gave it to their fucking golden child, Patrick Dangerfield. Like, I actually like Patrick Dangerfield, just for clarification for anyone who was watching. Okay. I like Patrick Dangerfield. But I just personally believe that he did not deserve captaincy or an All-Australian nod this year. He had so many better years. He had wonders in 2018, 2019. He was wonderful.
2015.
But this year, he does not deserve it.
Shit.
And 2015, yeah.
Whitfield didn't make All-Australian. Sorry, I just looked it up. 2018, he was All-Australian.
He didn't, yeah. Yeah. But, like, still, Dangerfield does not deserve it. He does not deserve it.
Wow. What an interesting note to end the podcast.
To end, I've got 2 more questions for you, mate.
I'm not trying to
2
end it.
more.
The processing of this. That's why I probably rushed you. Sorry. But yeah.
No, that's all good. All right. 2 more questions, and then we're going to wrap it up, okay?
Yes.
Who is the most intriguing player to watch in the finals?
Zach Butters.
Interesting. Why do you believe it's Zach Butters? He had a good season this year.
He's had a very good season. I reckon he could go to an even another level. Then again, you look at the Saints team, and you've got some intriguing players there. I reckon Max King could have his breakout game where he kicks 5 or 6 against the Dogs.
Okay. You ready for mine, mate?
Contested marks or goals, yeah.
You ready for mine?
Yes.
You ready for this? Yeah. You ready for this? Audience, are you ready for this? You better be ready for this.
Yeah, I'm ready.
The most intriguing player in the finals this year will be, drum roll please, Jack Steele.
When the say
Jack Steele will be the most intriguing player.
Oh, that was cringe.
And I feel like he will kind of pull off a little baby Dusty Martin shit right here. A little baby Dusty Martin. Just a little bit baby Dusty Martin.
But Saints probably have to play 2 games at least for that to be, a thing.
Well, yes. But he is probably the most outstanding player on the St. Kilda roster. No offense.
No offense taken.
But also, okay, cool. But also, like, he deserves recognition. And I'm glad that he made the All-Australian team because he fucking deserved that shit. He really deserved that shit. And I think he'll be one of the best players in the finals this year. And mark my words, okay, he's going to have around 28 disposals for the first game.
Yeah. The Man of Steel, I mean, he's a great player, and I think he was very surprised to get All-Australian. And he's...
Oh, and also he's a humble player as well.
Yeah.
He's very humble.
He's a good guy.
He doesn't get to his head.
Controversial opinion, though. A lot of Saints fans think he should be our next captain. And it's a fitting choice for the next captain, I know. But I believe Seb Ross should be our next captain, personally.
Yeah.
I
mean, look.
Don't like anyone else for captaincy. I'm sorry. Ross is the clear favorite for me.
I don't consider Jack to be worthy of a captaincy right now. Because if you look, for example, like other than Phil Davis, okay, young captains, okay, where the fuck did they lead you? Seriously, like, where the fuck has Cripps been? He's a young captain. Yeah, he didn't really do that much.
No, I don't like young captaincy. Marcus Bontempelli is a bit young as well, probably.
Marcus Bontempelli. Luke Shuey for us, he's a bit young. I'm pretty sure 27, 28. He's a bit young. Okay, he's in his prime. But he didn't have a great captaincy season this year. I mean, granted, you had to compare that to Shannon Hearn, who is probably one of our best captains of all time.
Ben Cousins? Still. What about him?
What?
What about Ben Cousins? He's got to be up there.
Mate, no, I don't want the Ben Cousins Hungry Jack's meal deal, mate.
No burger, no fries, just the Coke and ice. No, but seriously though, he actually was a good captain on field, just off field.
He was a good captain. He was a very good captain.
Off field, not good. On field, really good.
Well, I mean, if you look at it, a lot of the captains are able to actually bring fire to their team.
Yeah.
And Cripps, I feel like he's just a bit too non-mature. Like, he's just not really that mature.
Yeah.
for it. Bontempelli, he's kind of gaining mature, but he still is a little bit ways off.
Yeah.
He doesn't bring the fire to that team. I mean, like if you were to compare Marcus Bontempelli or Cripps, and who would I rather as captain? I would have Bont. Like Bont is the clear-cut best captain out of those two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Not to be the Debbie Downer, but I think we should leave it there. We're excited.
Oh, we have one more question.
Fuck!
I have one more question.
Oh.
It's literally one more question. It can just be one name. That is it. All right, you ready for this? Who is the most improved in your eyes?
Shy Bolton.
Shy Bolton? Very nice. Mine's Jack Steele.
Oh.
Or Christian Petrarca.
Oh. Track's a good choice, but yeah, no, fair enough. Shy Bolton's like, he just looks way better than he used to be. Most improved, I'd have to pick him. But anyway.
Well, it's the main reason why is because he's now playing in midfield. That's the position that he should have been playing.
Yeah.
But then they were like, you know what? You just go over this side, mate. You just enjoy that side. And then when fucking who got injured for them? It was Meatball. It was Dion Prestia who got injured. Yeah. They got Dion Prestia who got injured. And they were like, all right, Shy, come here. Come on. You come in here, mate. You enjoy it. And yeah.
And he
all
did.
Right, now you can finish your fucking podcast, mate. All right.
That was horrible. All right. Well, Jake and I will be back for hopefully doing a little bit of audio commentary for one of the finals this weekend, depending on whether or not Jake calls me. And I'll have a proper mic for that and the video set up and everything, and it'll be spick span perfect. But for now, thank you guys for watching the AFL Finals podcast. We'll meet again.
Real quick, by the way, Sam. What you should be doing is for the first call. If I do call you, it all depends on that. I don't know if I have work or not, but if I do call you, you should put up a really, really shitty photo of me, just as like a display screen, and yeah.
So like the Snapchat thing where it has "call me" and it's like a really bad photo.
Huh?
Like on Snapchat, haven't you seen the new filter there? It's like "call me" and then you just put a shit photo of the person. I'll send it.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Anyway, well,
did you like my Snapchat, by the way?
I have not seen it yet. I will find it. Oh, that one earlier with the mirror.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Thank you.
I forgot. I was too in depth with my video editing. Anyway.
That's all good. I'll let you wrap it off. Yeah.
Goodbye.
Thank you so much, guys, for watching our podcast. I hope you can tune in. Now, just always remember to tune into the main channel, Sam's movie thing. I don't know what it's called. Just tune in on that time. Oh, do you want to do this? Do you want to do this outro, huh? Yeah?
I'm sorry. Not allowed to do it on YouTube. I forgot. Yeah, this is it. That's the outro. Thanks, guys, for watching. Goodbye. Goodbye.